Megabass drops 3 new JDM models in the Destroyer P5. Raid drops a first ever strolling specific rig, and the official launch of the Working Class Zeros Citizen Micro is here. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. When I think of the best paddle tail swim bait in the world, I think Working Class Zero Citizen.
Yeah, dude.
And I am so stoked to introduce a brand new Citizen that is going to open up realms of swim bait fishing for all anglers. Introducing the new Micro Citizen. You can fish it weedless like a traditional Citizen. You can put it on a jig head. You can use it as a trailer. You can put it on an A-rig. You can do anything you want. Sick. It is going to open up a whole new realm of swim bait fishing for you.
Baby.
Coming soon, the Micro Citizen from Working Class Zero. Yes. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this beautiful Sunday morning by my friend Jeffrey the King. Jeff,
Dude,
happy Sunday.
it's beautiful because you're wearing a sun shirt. Well,
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people are bundled up.
Well,
right
you know,
now.
we had winter. That was last week.
That was last week.
Yeah, so now we're
Now it's
working on
good.
spring again. I think 80.
Yeah, the past like 5 days have been 80, a low of 55.
Sweating,
Still sweating.
needing to hydrate. Jeff, hydration for you today?
Yeah, I got some water.
Sick. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. Congratulations to us for choosing wisely. Thank you, Arizona.
The first month of finally choosing right.
Yeah, November. We'll remember this. Put this on the calendar.
Rejoicing.
Well, happy Sunday to you guys. Welcome to What's New This Week at the Hookup Tackle, where we highlight new product drops, important restocks, and today we're also going to talk about the final few BOGO deals of BOGO November. But before we get to any of that nonsense, let's jump in because these things are probably already flying, and I want to make sure that I get you whatever info I can on one of probably the sickest drop that I've been a part of all year, and that is the Working Class Zero Citizen Micro. It is here. I'm sorry that I've been teasing you for the last 6-8 weeks with
can still see
randomly
the gaps.
having it. Yeah, you can still see where I've been having them hiding. I've just been kind of waiting for the green light to let you guys know everything about it. So finally, it is here. This is a project that Mike Gilbert at Working Class Zero has been working on for quite some time to make this exactly right. This is going to open up the Citizen and swim bait fishing to so many people that aren't capable or really maybe aren't into throwing like a 6-inch or a 7-inch or 9-inch. Not everybody's into being like Jeff. I don't know why. I mean, good looking guy.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to catch some fish and do something that, you know, is fun, right? So here we go. There's a side-by-side comparison, by the way, to a 7-inch and the Citizen Micro.
7 inches bigger than the whole package.
It's pretty hilarious. So Citizen Micro is 3.5 inches, okay? And they come 5 to a pack for $19.99, okay? Now, they based the Citizen Micro off the full size. I'll come back to that pack in a minute.
Oh my god.
So what you're going to see is you're going to see an almost exact replica of the full size in the small one. Okay, so you have the same body profile, you have the same magical, length and height that made Citizen so popular. You have a thin profile on the front, and you have that full drop down of the belly. And what that does is it allows that belly to just have this beautiful side-to-side rock, while the Tormentor twist tail is back there just doing its thing, okay? Now, what's different about the Micro over the full size is you do not have the head case harness in the front. That was done strategically for a couple reasons. The biggest reason is you're gonna have a lot more versatility with this thing than this thing. Okay, so this guy, the full size, was built for a beast hook. This one's built to do whatever you want. You can get creative with it. So I'm gonna show you the hooks and rigging, so don't worry, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need, but you can rig it, you know, kind of beast hook style. You can rig it on a jig head. You could use it as a trailer, you know, and our kind of R&D with it, we are fishing behind a swim jig, behind an A-rig. So without that, you know, head case harness in there, it really allows you to rig it however you'd want. There's also not the shallow kind of air pocket that the full size needs because of that beast hook, okay? So other than that, everything else is the same. Same tail, still hand poured in the USA, and you're gonna see that the colors are exactly a match to the Citizens that you guys are used to in the full size. So let's run through the colors first, then I'm gonna talk to you guys about rigging to make sure that you have all the stuff that you need for this. All right, Jeff, let's fly through these colors. So 9 colors today, okay? And then we are going to do another drop in a couple weeks of 5 more colors to kind of complete the lineup out, okay? So let's fly through what is dropping today. Can you see this okay in the package, or should I take them out?
Okay.
Okay, this is Fiend, Gypsy, my friend Jared's custom color, Goblin, nice kind of green pumpkin smoke. This is gonna be a super sick one for you guys. Killjoy, the bluish shad pattern there. Menace, Spectator, kind of a nice natural smoky. One of my favorite colors, Anti-Hero.
That one's sick.
This one's super dope.
That one's super dope.
So, you know, a lot of times we think of bait fish, you know, shad, swim baits, and we don't think dark colors, but they love blacks, green pumpkins, dark colors. That one's super dope. Militia, kind of a super dirty, also baby bass color. And then today we are also dropping our custom color, Crackhead. Okay, so 9 colors in total. Enjoy. By the way, I said had because I'm sure some of them have already sold out. I have a lot, but I know it's never enough when we're talking working class zero. So if they sell out in any colors that you guys have been dying for, be patient. I'm gonna do my best to try to get more so that you guys can have these in your boat and have these going, okay? So there you go. The brand new Citizen Micro from Working Class Zero are available right now. I'm gonna jump to riggings for you guys. Okay, let's jump over to riggings really quick so you guys know exactly how to rig your Citizen Micro. So the way the Citizen Micro was built to be rigged is in the same fashion as you would a full size, which is with this kind of weighted, you know, beast hook style hook. Now, because of the size of this, Owner Beast Hook doesn't have an option that will fit this bait. Okay, so I know if you guys are used to regular Citizens, the 6-inch, the 9-inch, the 7-inch, then you're used to using Owner Beast Hooks. This one fits only one hook so far that we've been able to find, and that's this guy. This is the BKK Titan Diver. Now, Gilbert prefers it on the 1/0. Okay, now Gilbert also likes the hook to not show at all, so the 1/0 and the micro, it's super, super flush. I like it on the 2/0 just because I like a little bit more bite, and in my head, if I'm throwing this in toolies or I'm throwing this in trees, 2/0 sounds a little bit more powerful, right? So I think it's just a mental thing. So you guys should play with these. Now, if you get the 1/0, it only comes in one weight. If you get the 2/0, it comes in 2 weights, a 1.8 gram or a 2.8 gram. Either way, super light. Okay, so if you rig it like this, this is a rigging that is going to be incredibly slow sinking, and your speed is going to be really slow. So this is something where if you're seeing shad or baitfish kind of high in the column, maybe sitting under a tree or in shade, or you just want the bait to be higher in the column, this is an incredible way to do it. Now, what's cool about the BKK is this blade is very, very simple to remove if you don't want the blade. It literally just twists off. Okay, so in one little twist, you can have it without the blade as well. Now, one of my favorite things that I've experimented with this rigging is I call it the nutsack rig. I saw Gilbert the other day call it the grenade rigging, but basically it incorporates one of these guys. Now, this is what I used. You can use a grenade weight, which is probably why Gilbert called it that. I like to use this. This is the Ryugi football head. Now, this is built to be used as like a wobble head. And I have thrown the Citizen on the wobble head as well. So if you guys want to fish it on the bottom, works incredibly well like that. But what I've done is to add a little bit of extra weight, I attached that to the bottom where the blade was. Okay, and what that does is it pulls the bait down, and when this gets pulled down, it shimmy falls. Okay, so on that shimmy fall, it's going like this, fluttering down. So you literally throw it down a lane, it flutters down, it gets to the depth you want it, and then when you pull it in, that kind of, you know, rotating weight down there just exaggerates the wobble. So it looks unbelievably lifelike. It wobbles really hard. So this is a possible rigging for you guys if you need it weedless, but you need more weight. This is what I would recommend doing. You can play with sizes from quarter to half or whatever you want to do. So that's another possibility. Another way to rig it is just on a straight jig head. Okay, and a few of the jig heads that I found that worked really good is the Owner Lockdown round head. I like the smaller sizes for it. Also, Warbaits makes amazing swim bait heads. So a lot of the fish that you guys saw in the opening video were caught either on this guy with the little nutsack or on the Warbaits head. You can also do an underspin, like a Cool Baits underspin, but keep the hook relatively small, because remember, it's only a 3.5 inch bait, right? Another way that it works incredibly well is on a swim jig. These are two swim jigs that I've found that it fits perfect. So the Megabass Waze Swimmer, if you trim that skirt a little bit, works perfect on the 1/4 ounce, the 3/16 ounce. It's money. Also the OSP Slipper jig, it works great, okay? Now, of course, you guys can try it on an A-rig. I threw it on the Stealth rig. A couple of those fish were filmed there. So many things you can do with this bait. I know you guys are going to love fishing this, so enjoy it, okay? Working Class Zero, Citizen Micro, have fun. Really quick, Jeff brought up a good point as far as rod. Depending on how you guys rig this, sky's the limit, honestly, on your gear. But the rods that I personally used that I found worked great, I threw it on the Dark Sleeper, so the Megabass Destroyer P5 Dark Sleeper, and the Mad Bull. Okay, so I used the Dark Sleeper for the weedless rigging, and I used the Mad Bull for the jig head. I like the Mad Bull because it's super sensitive and you can feel that kind of push in slack line, but it still bends a lot. So, you know, you kind of want, even though this is a single hook, it's small, right? So you don't want to be overly aggressive. I want to crack the whip, so I need my rod to kind of bend. I threw it pretty much on 16 and 18 pound fluoro, but just because of the seasonality that we're fishing bushes and trees and, you know, wood and grass. If you guys are fishing more open water, you guys can fish this and easily get away with 8 pound, 10 pound, you know, normal size line. So no right or wrong here, but if you need a starting point, that should hopefully get you pretty close. All right, Jeff, I'm excited about this one. And you and I, God, how long ago was that?
Early March, brother.
So almost a year ago, we got to see the final version of this bait after Kanamori had it for a couple years and really perfected it. This thing is going to meet the typical resistance of people like, oh, it's an A-rig.
It's an A-rig.
But you guys that pay attention and implement this, you're going to be blown away by what this thing is. So here you go. I don't know if this is something that I'm going to be available to get all the time. Originally, the build of this was designed to just be for Kanamori. He was only going to drop it on his own site as like a special, they call it the backdoor project, right? But I begged and I pleaded and we got a production.
We met him and I got on my hands and knees
and said, please. And, you know, we smoked a few cigarettes together and, you know, next thing you know, okay, no problem.
Fine.
Okay, so here you go. This is the Ray Japan Ghost Wire. Okay, it comes in two versions. It comes in an original Ghost Wire and it comes in a next level version. It's basically the same rig, different arms. Okay, so the regular version is 5 arms. The next level is 7 arms. I'm gonna open them up and show you guys. You know what, let's do this actually. There's 2 different blade colors, so this will be good. Okay, here we go. this is what this rig is. This is the first fully designed rig for strolling. Okay, now, before a lot of you guys tune out and say, forward-facing sonar, blah, 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 believe it or not, Kanamori fishes 95% of the time from the bank. And he's not using forward-facing sonar. He's using strolling to catch fish that everybody else is not strolling for, okay? So, how is this possible? Well, the rig is made out of an incredibly light, fine wire, okay, that allows it to maintain its shape, but have the flex to allow the baits or the blades to move and stroll and stay upright without it just sinking and having this tremendous sink rate to it. If you rig it the way it comes out of the package, all of these blades are resin. Okay, so where a traditional A-rig is going to have metal blades, this is a resin blade that will come in two options, either a half hologram. I don't know if you could see that good, Jeff. You can? Okay. So this is the half hologram option. And then there's also a full hologram option. Let me pop this one open. It's like champagne.
Yeah, honestly.
Let's go, baby. All right. And then here is the full hologram option. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory. One's fully hologram and one's half. Okay, there's the 5-arm versus the 7-arm. Okay, now you can take it right out of the package, just put one bait on the back, and all of these blades are going to stroll left and right, just like the bait on the back. Okay, and you can experiment a lot with this. A lot of times, if you watch the raid guys, are using hard baits even. You can use, of course, like a fish roller is what it was built for. Sakamata shad would be fine. You can really play with a lot of things. Or you can take any of these off and add dummy baits as well. Now, here in Arizona, we're only allowed to have 2 hooks. So having these blades right is kind of perfect for us because we can just have our 1 hook on the back and go. But if you guys live in a place like Japan where you can have as many hooks as you want, when you take all these off and you rig a bait on all of these, it looks
unbelievable.
I can't even explain it. Then you have this whole rig of, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 baits strolling together. Like it's the craziest thing you ever seen. So for you scopers, this is a no-brainer. And what's funny is when I teased this yesterday, my text thread just went from everybody like, bro, you got to stash me. You got to stash me. Oh, I need them. Like, so this is going to be a super, super cool thing for you guys to play with, whether you're a shore banger, whether you're a boat guy. It's really going to be a cool tool. So 2 colors, right? The half hologram, the full hologram, and 2 options, either the next level, which is the 7-arm, or the original Ghost Wire, which is the 5-arm. They're available now. All right, while we are on raid, the first restocking of this that we've had since we dropped it, they've been out of stock really since the beginning. This is the Raid one-way hybrid. Okay, so this is kind of the Raid, I hate to say dice style bait, but it's kind of hard not to say it based on what it looks like. But if you guys remember, this is a different build than just a, dice. It's designed to basically be almost like a soft plastic crankbait. Okay, so if you look, it's kind of a square shape and it does have appendages. Now they're not living rubber appendages, all of them. Some of them are, and some of them are poured. So you've got a combination of some hand-laid rubber and some poured. But the magic to this are these 2 little appendages here. So if you drop swim this, which is the best way to do this, okay? So drop shot, nose hook. As this falls, and that's pushing against it, it's falling like this, kind of to the bottom, right? And then when it stops, it kind of goes horizontal and all these kind of legs flare. And if you swim it and you pull it, it's cranking sideways, like this. So it's almost like a crankbait more than anything is the best way I can describe it. It's got a very unique action, and the fish absolutely love it. So all the colors are back. It's been a while, so I'm just going to kind of walk through everything with you to make sure you know what's available. So this is the green pumpkin. There's a Tanaga EB in a floating. By the way, they come in a salted and a floating version. So if you want the floating, you could use it, of course, as a topwater bait. But really the idea of the floating is that if you're fishing at the bottom and you pause, the salted version is going to continue to kind of slowly sink, and the float will kind of slowly lift, right? So Tanaga EB in the floating. There is a Scuppernong in a float. There is a smoked shrimp. It's a supernatural kind of shad color. There is an orange jab. This is a cool one.
I would say.
Yeah, kind of a two-tone, very, very sexy. There's a green pumpkin in a float. There's an Aomiso, which is kind of a cool, like dark black with some flake. There's stealth fish, so kind of like a purple weenie in a way. There is stealth killer, so kind of just a clear. And then finally, there is a ghost shrimp, another kind of natural shad pattern. So there you go. One-way hybrid from Raid, back in stock, available now. All right, a new product drop from Duo. Now, I should say an extension to a product drop. Now, this has been, well, I'll come back for you, buddy. Pretty much all of you know about this guy, right? This is the Duo BR fish. So earlier this year, Duo released a BR head, BR fish to really maximize the technique in Japan known as winding. So basically, if you use the right head and the right bait and you snap your rod right, this combo has underwater side-to-side glides, almost like a glide bait, pretty wide movements, right? Well, US anglers were begging for something a little bit bigger. So the original 3.3 size is of course still available, but today we're dropping the new 4-inch size. Okay, so we've grown just a little bit in size, but to a size that's a little bit more applicable to us. Now, more than just the size is going to be the glide ratio, okay, and the amount that it's going to move. So if you want it to have tighter movements, get the smaller size. But if you want it to have really big, aggressive, almost like a 3-foot radius side to side, the 4-inch is unbelievable. You can use the same heads. The heads come in anywhere from 3 gram to 14 gram. They're all in stock as well. The heads have a special fin on the back that helps stabilize and dart it. And all the colors that you're used to in the 3.3, including our custom Game Over color, are also going to be available in the 4-inch. So excited for you guys to get these. It's really going to extend your fishing. And again, this is a technique that a lot of sonar guys have implemented, of course, but it's a technique that all of us have thrown from shore, just blind casting, because any movement like this anytime is super deadly for fish. So there you go, the new 4-inch BR fish from Duo. Those are available now. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to Megabass for a minute because I'm dying to talk about these rods. Okay, so earlier this year, Megabass announced some new rod models to their Destroyer P5 lineup. Finally, some are produced enough to where we can bring them over here to the USA and get them in your hands. So we have 3 models today that are dropping. I'm gonna walk through them with you guys, let you know what they are so you can decide if they're models that might be worth adding to your own lineup, okay? So we're gonna start right here. Jeff, a rod for you and your homies.
Homies this time, okay? The homies are gonna like this one.
Yes. This is a swim bait rod designed, I'm gonna say, to complement the Mark 56, but honestly, it's kind of the Japanese Mark 56. So in Japan, they don't have a Mark 56. We're fortunate, we have a Mark 56. In Japan, they have the Monstrous, okay? So it's an f7.5, same as a Mark 56, 7.5, 1 inch shorter than a Mark 56, slightly thicker in the blank, lure rating slightly higher, 3/4 to 4 ounce, a fraction faster. Okay, so a very similar rod to a Mark 56. If you guys have a Mark 56 already, basically this is going to give you just a slightly faster version, and it's slight. Okay, it's very, very close to a Mark 56, but this should, in theory, give you a better citizen rod. You know, it's going to be a better soft bait rod than the Mark 56. The Mark 56 kind of a pretty damn good universal soft bait, hard bait rod anyways. So it's really just for you guys to decide what you want to do, okay? If you've been looking for a rod and been considering adding a Mark 56 to the lineup, well, then this is just gonna confuse you even more. So now you have to decide between a Mark 56 and a Monstrous. What I would tell you is if you wanna throw treble hook baits, do the Mark 56. If you want to throw soft baits, do the Monstrous. But they can both actually do both.
Right.
So I don't know if that made any sense. It's a good rod. Okay, and the Mark 56 is a good rod. So here you go. There's the new Monstrous. All right, here's one that I'm super stoked for. Yeah, one that I have been dying to bring to you guys. This is one that I added into my lineup earlier this year when I sold the prototype and never sent it back. Here you go. You guys are welcome. The Destroyer P5 Super 711. Now, we have a 711 currently in the line. Mm-hmm. It's a punchin' flippin' stick, right? The Super 711 is designed more as a semi-parabolic type rod for deep cranking, small glides, big spinner baits, right? So this finally gives us a true P5 launcher in essence, okay? Which is super sick because that's a rod that I throw all the time. It's a rod that handles like a 1.5 or 2 ounce little glide or rat or wake bait incredibly well. You're gonna still have a pretty soft tip up top, right? So you're gonna get this great load up top, so it's really easy to cast. But as you see, as you push, it gets strong, but it still bends almost all the way down into the middle of the rod. So it's gonna give you that nice kind of parabolic, intuitive fighting for fish that are hooked on treble hooks. And it's super dope to have another carbon grip. I love the carbon grip on my Mad Bull and my Super Destroyer, so it's super dope to get one. It's just a sexy rod, right? So there you go. If you guys are into that or feeling it. By the way, it is ferruled, okay? So if storage is ever an issue, you know, it is easy to take off, but you know, you're probably gonna put it on and never touch it again, like all those. So there you go. You want that one?
I want this one.
There you go. Super 711. All right. And then the final one is a spinning rod. Okay, this is the Zangetsu. Now, this is a rod that a lot of you guys that throw super finessey stuff, light hair jigs, 16th ounce, 32nd ounce type stuff, are probably really going to be excited about. It's a 7.7 f2.5. It's really kind of a slightly lighter version of the Flissa. Now, I love the Flissa, so this rod isn't one that like really juices me because I don't really need anything lighter than what I throw on the Flissa, which handles like unweighted dice for Christ's sake, right? But a lot of guys want just maximum whip. This is going to get you that. So it's super soft in the tip, and it's going to allow that real light little hair jig or whatever you're tossing out there. It's a slightly different grip than the US Destroyer. It's slightly longer. And it is ferruled, okay? So, you know, even though it's only 7.7, it is ferruled at the grip. So just so that you know, that's there. But other than that, it's a beautiful rod. Lure rating on it is 16th to 3/8, but you're really gonna kind of live in that 16th probably, right? So there you go. What was the lure rating, by the way, on the Super 711? I don't pay a lot of attention to lure ratings. I'm a grown man, I can figure it out for myself, but at least it kind of gives us an idea. I know 2 ounces on the heavy side of that, but what does it say the light side?
Half ounce.
I'm gonna say it's more of a 5/8. That Super 711. 5/8 to 2 ounce is probably the better way. Not that you can't throw a half ounce, but it really wants to throw like
weight.
A Big M,
a
Blitz Magnum EXDR, a Rat, a Wake, you know, a Tiny Clash. It wants to
six
throw
would be
like,
dope on
yeah,
this.
deep 6, something like that is really what it wants to use. So there you go. If you're a Destroyer P5 fan like myself, this is exciting to get 3 new models. So they are available now. All right, a quick restock just to let you guys know about. At ICAST, Jackall dropped 2 new colors in the riser bait, 007. They've been selling out as fast as we get them in. They're gone. If you guys have been waiting on the Chrome or the classical Japan bait, both are back in stock in the 007 now. That's the almost 3-inch size, 3/10 of an ounce. So just a great all-around size to those returned from Jackall. Okay, a huge K-Tech week. Now, a lot of this is new product to the US. Some of this is product that we haven't carried before that we've been getting requests for. So I'm just gonna kind of fly through it and let you guys know it's here. If it speaks to you, great, you can have it. Now, one of our best sellers forever have been the K-Tech jigs, right? So the K-Tech casting jig, the K-Tech little tungsten football jig, they always fly out of here. Now in Japan, they've had for quite some time some larger profile jigs, more full-size jigs. Finally, we're starting to see them trickle over to the US, so I'm gonna kind of fly through these with you. So this is the Model 4 heavy-duty jig, okay? So this is going to be kind of a pitching casting jig. You've got a big full-size hook. By the way, all of these are gonna be made with decoy hooks, okay, which is nice. So you've got good quality hooks. So, you know, heavier sizes, good colors in the Model 4. There's also probably one of the more popular jigs in Japan, the Crankin Football. Now these are available in a 3/8, a half, and a 3/4. You know, all of these jigs, by the way, are gonna obviously have the decoy hook. They're gonna have hand-tied skirts, right? So they're super high quality jigs that aren't going to break the bank, but they're going to be lead. They're not going to be tungsten. So if you want the tungsten, super small, compact, stay with the original jigs. These are going to give you more of a full-size offering, okay, within the K-Tech world. So there's the Crankin Football. By the way, the Crankin Football is designed, you can drag it, or you can just kind of swim it really slow along the bottom, thus the term Crankin. There is a casting jig as well. So it's just going to be more of a full-size casting jig, same profile as the tungsten compact one. And there's also a swim jig, the Swing Swimmer. It's got a really nice designed head on there. And again, that kind of O'Shaughnessy bend decoy hook on there. And again, multiple sizes, multiple colors, super sick from K-Tech. All right, you've been seeing K-Tech posts a lot about this here in the USA, but the T-Bone spinnerbait is also finally available here in the US as well. So again, lots of good features here. You've got the decoy hook, you've got the hand-tied skirts, you've got, you know, bait keepers on there if you like to attach trailers. They're going to come in traditional 3/8 and a half ounce size. You've got a Colorado willow version, you have a double willow version. So you've got the multiple options there, and all the colors are clean. They're just simple, clean, good all-around colors. So that's the T-Bone spinnerbait. Okay, jumping to some soft plastics. The new soft plastic for us, the K-Tech Flapper Grub. Okay, so the Flapper Grub is designed to, you could use it as a buzz grub, which is really how I think most guys are going to use this. But of course, grubs have really kind of reinvigorated in popularity now. So you can use it unweighted or like a weighted beast hook style and buzz it on the surface like a horny toad. You can fish it behind a spinnerbait like what we just showed you, as a jig trailer, swim jig, by itself on a little ball head. Lots of stuff you can do with it. All the good K-Tech colors, of course, are available in that. We also see new colors in the paddle and beaver. So this has been kind of a surprising hit, I would say, for K-Tech. Just kind of a beaver style bait. You can flip it, you can punch it, you can put on a jig, and it has that kind of true, I mean, they literally went for a beaver tail on there. So you're just gonna kind of get like that one kind of thump movement versus lots of different movement on there, but some really good colors in there on the paddle and beaver. Okay, a couple of Camarons. We have a Neko Cameron and a Glide Cameron. Let's talk about the Glide first. This is a back glide bait. Everybody in the shop's been excited for this. Everybody in the shop, except for me, is like back glide junkies. I just like to put a weight on and sink it to the bottom. Like, let's just flip like a man. But you know, if you're Griff or one of those guys, you know, you like it nice and slow, back glide, right? If you're one of those guys, congratulations. Here's a new bait for you. Yeah. So you're going to basically rig it backwards, right? So the hook's going to go in here and point out here, so your line's coming off of this, and it's going to glide away from you. And the bait's just going to have a little bit different action than a traditional back glide bait, kind of a little shrimpy, buggy, crawdaddy looking thing. So that's the Glide Cameron.
Great description.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm solid today. There's also a new Neko Cameron. So basically the same profile, but more of a traditional K-Tech body designed for Neko rigging. So if you wanted to Neko rig something that wasn't a worm, it gives you the option to have that buggy, shrimpy crawl body that Jeff loves.
Buggy, shrimpy, crawly,
Yeah, body.
creaturey,
Body.
funnest.
Funner. All right, another new one for us is the swing bait. So this is in a 2.8 inch size. Kind of, I would say, taking inspiration from like the hideout, right? Or the Salamura shad, right? So just a unique little small paddle tail. So just one more way to do it. So if that speaks to you, those are in. There's also new colors, by the way, in Easy Shiner, Fat Swing. So if you're into those things, this is a good time to browse. Okay, lots of different colors on there. And then Hyper Spiders are back. We used to carry this, we stopped carrying it. Now we're carrying it again because of the requests and amount of guys that have been digging the little spider. So new colors on the little spider, a bunch of them. All natural ones. There's some green pumpkins and some different flakes, and the Hyper Spider as well from K-Tech. All right, Jeff, let's wrap it with a handful of BOGO deals. So our BOGO November has been going on all month, dropping different BOGO deals each day. This is the last week. Of course, the end of this week is Black Friday, and then Cyber Sunday, and Cyber Monday. Can't believe it's already here, right? So stay tuned. I will drop deets on exactly what we are doing for Black Friday, Cyber Sunday.
Probably nothing.
Honestly,
Just drinking beer.
I don't know what we're doing. So I've been having so much fun with the new stuff that I haven't paid attention. So that's why I wanted to do BOGO November. So basically I could just spread it out for the whole time. So a handful of really good deals for you guys today. Keep in mind that all these BOGO deals are good until they're not. That's the scientific way of doing it. So
if I miss it, I can't complain to you.
Well, you're probably going to complain anyways. Okay, just join the club.
Good
But
lie.
if something sells out, color goes out, or inventory levels get low, then it's done. Okay, so if it speaks to you, get it, and if it doesn't, then enjoy your beer. Here we go. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I just want to go throw that Citizen Micro. Okay, here we go. Sunline, All Might, my favorite braid, BOGO. Okay, let's end with a bang. So this has become a favorite for a lot of you guys. It's available in two colors, pink and a camo. I like both. I don't really have much of a difference between the two of them now. The camo is actually fairly high vis, so you can see it really good. Pink is more traditional, like the Defire D braid. If you guys have not used this line yet, it is a cord line. Okay, so it's designed to reduce wind knots. The challenge, I would say, to this line is, when we had Defire D braid, we pretty much controlled all of it. So all of you guys buying it knew what you were buying. So you knew what you're getting into because we talked about how you don't pay attention to this number. This is a Japan rating system, which is a go, okay? Once Sunline released this line to the masses, then all kinds of people that didn't know what the hell they were doing bought the wrong size and complained about it, right? So, dude, I don't see a single difference between this and the Defire. So I love this line. Just make sure that you're going, if you're in Defire now, Defire D braid, same size, okay? But if you're coming from a different line, if you're coming from Daiwa J braid, Power Pro, something like that, make sure you go 1 to 2 sizes larger in this than what you're used to, okay? So if you're used to, say, like 10-pound Power Pro, you want to go to the 16-pound in the All Might, okay? It'll be a similar diameter, but it's just a different rating system, okay? So 16, 18, 22, that's where I live. The lighter sizes like the 7, 11, 13 are great for like bait finesse or like ultra finesse stuff, okay? But there you go. While supplies last, buy one, get one free, Sunline All Might. Okay. Our friends at Lucky Craft have a few this week. So last year, we also did a buy one, get one free on these on Black Friday. They sold out, and we were able to get them to do another batch just for this. This is the Flash Minnow 110 Wake, okay? 2 colors. It's the only 2 colors they make in it: Bone Shad and BP Golden Shiners. Both great colors. It's basically a wake bait. Okay, so you're just gonna cast it and slow retrieve it, and it's gonna wake on top. It's a great option for when you need a top water. Now you can jerk it too. If you wanna fish it like a jerk bait, you can, but really it's just a beautiful little slow, natural little wake. So buy one, get one free on those. We also had them do a special batch, same colors, Bone Shad and BP Golden Shiner, in the Sammy 108. So this is more of a spook style Sammy. It's going to have a flatter sit than a traditional Sammy 100. So it's going to sit flatter, and when it walks, it's going to walk more like the original Head and Spook. So it's going to have a flat walk to it, which sometimes the bass prefer over the different walk. It is a 3 hook. It does have rattles. So those are available on BOGO. And then also a Sammy 108 with the prop. Okay, so this will give you the option. It still walks, so you can still walk it like a spook, or you can fish it kind of like in a devil's horse style fashion where you kind of just rip it, pop it, and it gives you the option there. 3/4 of an ounce, 4 1/4 inches, 108 millimeters, obviously. So buy one, get one free from Lucky Craft on all those. Now, what about you finesse guys? You bait finesse guys. We haven't had a whole lot. Jeff, your people.
Yeah, my people.
Yes. Now, I'm not going to talk bug baits. Okay, we're going to do cool finesse stuff. We're going to do hard baits. Okay. My favorite bait finesse all-around crankbait is the Lucky Craft LC 0.5 and 0.5 DD. I was able to get Lucky Craft to do a special deal for us and offer this on a BOGO for you. Okay, so buy one, get one free on all LC 0.5 and 0.5 DDs. Okay, and not just the whack colors. There's not a lot of whack colors, but I restocked all the colors for you. So if you wanted ghost minnow, gizzard shad, some of the cool craws, I've got it all. Okay, so you guys can really take advantage. Now, just to spec it, this is 46 millimeters, 5.3 grams, so it's like the perfect, easy bait finesse size to throw. The regular size gets down, I don't know, I'd say probably 2 to 4 feet, 2 to 5 feet if you're fishing on like 8 or 10 pound. And then the DD version is like maybe 6, 8 foot, something like that. Jeff, you and I have been out quite a few times.
Yeah, and I've watched you dump an absolute giant from the worst pond in the entire state.
That was stupid. That was my fault.
That was brutal.
That still hurts.
It hurts, bro.
Yeah.
I've been chasing that fish ever since.
Yeah. That fish doesn't like us anymore. We moved him. But thanks for bringing up some bad times, Jeff. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. All right. Well, I hope you guys have better luck. Just don't take Jeff. He's a bad luck charm.
Terrible luck.
Yeah. Honestly,
Huh?
now that I think about it,
Talk to me.
I think that is the only fish I've ever lost on this. And
Isn't that crazy?
you know, for a year, I was going every Friday
I know, and you were
to
catching
LA
them.
and fishing with Monaro.
And you were catching
I'd catch them every fish that bit. I caught.
And it sucks because your next cast after dumping that one, you caught one.
Right. That was
That
a
was
third of the
a
size.
third
maybe
of the size.
maybe a tenth of the size, actually. All right. So there you go. Now that we've completely derailed, buy one get one free on Lucky Craft LC 0.5s. For you frog fans, a niche but a very cool frog. This is from our friends at Teckle. The Teckle Duck Roker is buy one, get one free while supplies last. Now the Duck Roker is a kind of a revitalization, I would say, of the transporter frog that used to be out, but it adds this really cool rattle chamber back here that's the same material that makes up a kick knocker, right? So the idea of the Duck Roker is it's basically like a swim bait frog, right? So you guys know that frogs get bigger and bigger and bigger. There's some giant frogs out there, right? There's the Spro King Daddy. Daiwa makes one in Japan that's like the size of our head. It's like these crazy huge sizes, but the challenge is when frogs get too big, the bass have a hard time actually eating them. They're too big, right? So what Hideki wanted to do is he wanted to build a frog that gave the illusion of being big that wasn't actually big, right? So that it could hook them the same way as a regular frog, but it gives it a lot of body. So you have, you know, arms that extend here, you have a rattle pod and a skirt here. So your overall, you know, profile on this thing is floating is kind of like a hand size, right? But the actual frog is still kind of a normal size frog. Of course, you can take this off if you want. You can add something else back there if you want to. All kinds of things you can do with it, but a very cool frog. That's the Duck Roker. Buy one, get one free on those. And then finally for today, my favorite, probably my second favorite crankbait. Oops, dropped that one. I love the Blitz Max DR. But the Blitz EXDR is the one that I find myself throwing kind of neck and neck with it. We are gonna do buy one, get one free on our custom color runs of Blitz Magnum EXDRs. Now we do 9 custom colors here. We did a special deal with OSP to be able to bring this to you guys. When they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so if these are colors that you guys use, this would be the time to scoop them up. I'm just gonna walk through these with you really quick in case you don't know, just so you're aware of the colors. But we do a Tasty Perch, we do a Secret Shad, we do a Purple Haze, we do a Ghost Craw, we do a Knockout Craw. I dropped this guy. We do Esodon, we do Ghost Geisha, we do Dirty 30, and we do So Sick. Okay, so there are our 9 custom colors in the Blitz Magnum EXDR. While supplies last, buy one, get one free. Enjoy. All right, Jeff, that is a wrap for today. Thoughts on today's drop?
It's another week that you're taking people's money.
Well,
because you got some bangers again in this one.
there are some bangers.
The Micro Citizens. Then you have the Ghostwire.
The Ghostwire.
Which, from me and you
yeah.
and some of the guys from the shop, that thing is dope. And
Yes.
again, it's not your typical A-rig, right? It might look like it, but it's completely different. And you know, when we were talking about it, I was going through my head like, oh, I could fish it here at this spot, I could fish it at this spot, and I could fish it at this spot. And when you watch the raid guys fish it, you start to get like inspiration of like, okay, they're not even fishing it like an A-rig. They're not just casting and lining it. They're like pitching it under a tree or down a dock, and they're just strolling it, and it looks super, super sick. And so, those two things are super badass to me. I love this.
Yeah, I'm excited for the 4-inch BR fish because I love that movement of those baits. It's a super unique bait. Lots of really cool things this week. So, you know, on behalf of Jeff and myself, guys, thank you so much for the business. It's been a crazy month of products, and I know that, right? So, but I wanted to try to get as much of the cool stuff to you guys before you guys start, you know, your holiday travels and that kind of stuff. And dude, I like to have a good time on the water, and I know you guys do too. So, you know, I really appreciate the business and the support. But more than anything, I hope you guys are having a great time with all these new product drops and enjoying the new gear. So if you guys have questions on anything that we talked about today, drop it down below. I will get answers for you. Of course, I leave my Instagram handle at the beginning of every episode. If you need a deep dive on anything specific, rods, reels, techniques, whatever, you can always reach out to me there. Jeff will put links to the products. And guys, I won't see you again until after Thanksgiving. So if you guys are traveling, be safe, have a good time with your family. Maybe you're going out fishing, and I hope you do. But go catch a big one. Hug your family hard this year. Drink delicious Orion on Thanksgiving if you can find it. I'm going to smuggle some in.
I know
this
you
year.
are.
Yeah. So cheers to you guys. Have a wonderful Sunday, guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching our videos. We'll see you again next week for Cyber Sunday. Be ready. Peace.